Good morning, it's Jennifer again with Simply Floors, coming live to you this morning so that I can get out of the house and not lose my mind. Hopefully you're all doing well at home. Just a reminder, my information is right here. If you want to reach me, if you have any questions, you want to start thinking about a project you've been daydreaming, you can reach us at mysimplyfloors.com. My phone number is 513-910-5925 and jfran at mysimplyfloors.com. Today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about color. So we've talked a lot about floor types, but I wanted to talk to you a little bit about current color trends. This can be paint, accessories, pillows, but also it could be flooring as well. So I'm going to use Shaw, which is one of the biggest flooring manufacturers in the world. I'm going to use their website. They do a color trend every year, and usually it's one color. But this year they did a really good grouping, 4 different types of styles and like a color palette. So it's really useful for putting together a whole room look, not just for one inspiration color. You can find out more information about this if you go to their website as well. But basically they have 4 palettes, and I'm sure everything's backwards, so you might want to go, play around with it yourself. But 4 palettes this year we're going to go over, which is Mediterranean, Zen, Bohemian Chic, and Nordic. They describe Mediterranean as authentic and natural, a respectful reinterpretation of the past for contemporary lifestyles. Let me show you. So this is kind of one of their inspiration rooms. Let me show you the colors that are involved. So again, these are some pictures that they took from the Mediterranean area to use as inspiration. And they are saying that the palette is still soothing, slightly more saturated than before, and anchored by a cool hint of the signature Mediterranean blues. So you'll see a lot of neutrals, but then they've got a pop of a little bit of a muted terracotta compared to what used to be popular with the real Tuscan themes before, and then a real muted blue or green, and then a bright blue. And they all have names, and I'm sure they correspond to a specific paint brand, which I can figure out for you if you're interested. But those are the colors that they say go together with the Mediterranean look. So you can see we're bringing more color in, but it's a little more muted than it was maybe, in the 90s or early 2000s. But it's nice to see color coming back. And I noticed when I went through these earlier that candlelight, which is the light cream, and some of these other colors cross between all 4 of the themes, so you can kind of mix and match a little as well. So that was Mediterranean. If we go back, Zen is the next one. They say that is quietly beautiful, never complicated. Discover the art of simplicity. So this is kind of the inspiration room for that. And again, they took some pictures to use as guides for the Zen. And then the colors, this one's real neutral. The only pop of color is, again, a real light green, a real light watery green. But you've seen a transition from gray neutrals to kind of khakis and taupes. That's where we're seeing changes in wood as well. And you're seeing this in the paints and the color combinations. They're not the golds and reds we were seeing. They're still cooler, but they're warming up and going more khakis and taupes. So that is Zen. The next one is Bohemian Chic. Nostalgia and wanderlust combined for meaningful, youthful, curious sense of freedom. I think this is my fun one because I like color. So this is kind of their inspiration picture for that. And again, they're fun pictures for inspiration again. So you're seeing again more of those kind of warmer mustard terracotta colors, which were in the Mediterranean line, but a little bit more focus on them as well in this one. And more, this is the one with the mustard. The other one didn't have the mustard. But again, that candlelight and that light watery blue-green is in here again from before. But that nice bright mustard colored is the real big hit of this line. And actually I think that's the one that it's probably going to be the most fun this year to bring in because it's the most bold. And we actually had a few carpets that came out with that color as an option in some of the patterns that would make good rugs. And I'm actually thinking about making a rug of that myself for my library room. And lastly, we have Nordic. Simple, comfortable, functional. Minimalism at its finest. We have a lot of woods that meet this category. This is the inspiration room. You can see it's that trend towards the lighter woods, which we've seen. So yeah, light and towards those kind of khaki tones are what's popular. So again, here's the inspiration pictures. And then lastly, the color palette. Again, we've got that light candle